try to figure out. You know, I don't know I don't know what to predict. You know, so they were, you know, I was compared to being like an enigma. So from that, I just kind of thought about that, like, I kind of want something that reflects me. So I was like, you know, I'm kind of like maybe like a math problem that's kind of hard to understand, like maybe like a calculus problem. So it's like, so if I would describe that like poetically, like an abstruse function. So that's where that came from, like the AF part. Naysayer, this was gonna sound super corny. When I was younger, like around the age of 12 and 13, I was really into hardcore and punk music. And me and a group of my friends were, you know, I was playing guitar and whatnot. We were trying to come up with a punk band, you know. I think originally, like, the name was gonna be Dead Cell, but I was like really, I think I was like at the time I was like probably listening to the Misfits a whole bunch. I was trying to find like pretty much another word to describe, like, you know, just a synonym of the word Misfits. So Naysayer was one of the things that popped up in the source, and at that time I was really like, I was a pretty weird kid because I was like into politics and stuff like that, and so I was like, oh yeah, anti-establishment, blah blah blah, you know, naysayer, that sounds great. So to me, like, the connotation of the word naysayer was someone who spoke out for like what they believe in, no matter what the cost was. So I was like, oh man, naysayers, the naysayers, oh, that sounds great. There's no such thing as absolute science on Earth. You have layers. Like I remember Stockhausen was saying that. Like there's layers of sound. You peel one off and you peel another one off, and there's still sound there. You think there's silence, but if you listen closely, there's always music going on. So, becoming influenced from that and Scanner, I would take my little RCA recorder and walk around like all day, just recording things. Whether it be I'm having conversations with people, whether it be like for instance, I remember the McNeese, their percussion ensemble, they like they used like the steel drums and whatnot, and they had a little performance, and I remember recording that, and they had a cover of was drawn towards complex chords and sus chords and whatnot, and like the frills, like the, you know, blues and bebop scales for some reason. I don't know. It was drawn. It picked me. I didn't pick it, but for some reason, it's just like out of like any kind of music I like, I find it if it has elements of jazz in it, then I fall in love with it. Disagreements between people who live older. Flesh death takes precedence over strong bonds, a breath of fresh air, and this must go on and on and on. Between soldiers, it'll all too soon be over and gone.